You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
So Reese, right? All right. So Reese, I'm conducting interviews today concerning people's beliefs. What do people believe in, and why do they believe it? More specifically, how do they believe it? Like, how did you determine that that thing, whatever it is true? And so I like to ask people to identify some belief they hold to, something that they're deeply, that's foundational to them, and that they're fairly convinced of. And my questions will be related to the method that you use to arrive at that belief. In other words, how do you know it's true? How did you establish that this thing is based in reality, basically?
Okay.
So would you like to identify some belief you have?
I feel like that's a little broad. Like,
It is very broad.
yeah.
Can I give you some examples of things
Yes,
I've talked to
please.
people about?
Yes, yeah.
So I have a YouTube channel where I do these kind of interviews, and I've talked to people about all types of stuff. Sometimes people talk about their God beliefs, their belief in God, or it could be a political claim of some kind, or it could be a paranormal claim, like ghosts exist, anything at all. I mean, just something that you're fairly convinced of, and that is kind of foundational for you.
Myself. If that helps.
What do you mean?
I believe in myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking more like a fact claim, like a knowledge claim, like something that I can ask you questions related to how did you determine that this thing is based in reality, whatever it is. And so, for instance, like I talked with one guy about his belief in ghosts. He had this experience where he thought he experienced a ghost, and so we talked about how did you determine that that thing actually was a ghost. Or I might talk with people about their belief in the existence of a certain God and anything like that. Or it doesn't even have to be something like that. It could be a political claim or just some knowledge claim about the nature of the world, of reality, whatever, that is kind of foundational for you.
Karma.
Karma,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, karma. Maybe we can start by you describing what you mean by karma.
Well, from what I know, there's good karma and there's bad karma. And if something is done to you, then karma is going to, or if you do something to somebody, karma's going to take care of you.
Okay.
In
Okay.
a good or bad way.
All right. So if you do good deeds, you'll get
Good in return.
okay, and vice versa
Yes.
with bad things.
Yes.
On a scale of 0 to 100, like 100% being absolute certainty, there's no doubt in your mind that karma exists, that karma is true, and then like 0% being like I have no reason to think this thing is true. Where would you place your level of certainty? Are you 100%? Where are you?
75.
75%. All right.
I'd say 75.
Now, what gets you to 75%?
I also think that coincidences happen as well. So I can't believe 100% that, if something good happens, then bam, immediately something good's going to happen to me. It could involve like a coincidence or just something naturally happening.
So you're it sounds like you're accounting there for the 25% of uncertainty.
Right.
You're saying maybe this thing was just coincidence.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we distinguish between a coincidence and an incidence of karma?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm 75% sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting that you were able to account for that 25% of uncertainty.
Mhm.
I'm wondering now what accounts for that 75% of certainty. If you were able to say maybe this thing is a coincidence, I'm just wondering what's the foundation of that 75%?
A lot of it has been like has happened to me, so it's like maybe this does exist because a lot of good things that I've done, I've gotten a lot of good things back in return
Okay.
without the coincidental skepticism.
So your experience,
Yes.
you've had some experiences where you've done good things and you got good things in return.
Mhm.
So next question, how did you determine that was an instance of karma?
Because I don't know. I guess it happened like instantly where I could just tell like, oh wow, I guess this is karma. because of the situation that occurred, if that makes sense. You know?
So you're saying it happened instantly?
Right. Like, for example, say I gave money to a homeless person and then I find $20 on the floor like 2 minutes later. You know,
Okay.
That's common.
So it sounds like it's not just the instantaneous nature of it, but it's like the aptness of it, or the how
Right.
fitting it was.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. How would this situation look any different if it wasn't karma? Would it not be so fitting? Would it not be so instantaneous?
I have no idea.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe I can put it this way. What would it take to convince you that any particular instance, let's take the money example, was actually a coincidence?
Maybe if I like saw somebody put the money down after they saw me give it to a homeless person, I feel like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, honestly. Yeah, it's like I know how I want to describe it, but I can't really like,
Okay.
put it into words. Yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Is it possible for a true, genuine coincidence to have instantaneous and fittingness? Like, is it possible for a coincidence to have those things? Or maybe I can put it a different way. I know it's kind of confusing, but is it possible for something to be instantaneous, for something to be fitting, and yet it not be karma?
Yes. Because what's karma to me could be something else to somebody else.
Okay.
You know, so that's how I see it.
So how do we distinguish between those two scenarios? Is there a way to figure out whether it's one or the other?
I mean, it just depends on who you ask. You know, for me, it would be like, I don't know. For karma, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like if it just happens like out of the blue, like you wouldn't expect it to happen, then it's karma. But if it's like you can see it coming, then it's like coincidence, I guess, if that makes sense. You know?
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering what is governing this whole karma economy. Like, have you given any thought to that? How does this all work? Is it some kind of impersonal force? Are we talking about a god here? Like,
It could be. I mean, like I said, it just depends on who you ask. You know, I don't know. It could be a higher power doing it. It could be the way the world works. It could be all in your head. You know, you just never know.
it's interesting that you said it could be all in your head. So you're saying there it's a possibility that these instances of like seeming coincidences, or I guess not seeming coincidences, but seeming instances of karma could actually be just your interpretation of it?
Right. Yeah. That could be a reason. It
Okay.
just depends. You know.
So if that was the case, how would you know?
I guess I wouldn't. You know. But I don't know. I'm like, my head is just all over the place when it comes to things like that. So one day I'll say it's karma, and then the next day I'll say it's a coincidence, and the same situation could occur. So I don't know. It just depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Reese. I appreciate it, man.
Hey man, no problem.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I hope I gave you the right answers. Anyway.
Man, I just want to hear what you think.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
all.
Cool, man.
Here, I'll give you my card. It has my email on it. So if you have any questions, you want to get into contact with me, or you want the link to my channel, just shoot me a message.
Awesome. Man. Appreciate it.
Great talking, man. Thanks a lot.